everybody. We are live. Maybe. Hold on 1 second.
Yes. No, we're definitely
Okay, we're good? Alright. Hello. Can you hear us? Good? Okay. Hello, everybody. DJ here, along with
Liam Landry. Yes. Today we don't have Issa J with us because he's too much of a coward, but we're going to force him to come here and put up his title on the line.
for Money in the Bank.
Yes, Money in the Bank, which happens tonight.
Alright. Cool.
Running alongside the last episode of Game of Thrones.
Don't know why the WWE did that, but
They probably just not far enough ahead.
no, I mean, your biggest star, Seth Rollins, on Raw.
No, I'm saying you have to put that more than a year in advance.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, they have to book the arena and stuff. It takes a while to do all that thing, so.
Okay. Well, nonetheless, we'll take over for a week. It's no big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Liam and I here will try to take the title from him later.
Yeah, we'll force him to come give his predictions.
I would like to win the title before we actually finish this YouTube page, before we actually all die off. And
Yeah, before the end of days.
yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it would be something like you win the title, and then Baron Corbin shows up and hits you with the end of days. And
Yeah, that would be my luck, huh?
yeah.
Yeah, so.
It's like, dying by Baron Corbin.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. So how was your week?
No, not too bad. A lot of work. A little bit of bowling league, so been busy with that. Just starting off my summer, basically. Been swimming a lot, so I have to invite you over sometime. Come swimming and stuff. So, what about you?
I was pretty good. I went to the high school reunion last night. He didn't show.
Sorry.
He was a no-show. Everyone was disappointed, but it was pretty good catching up with a lot of people.
That's good.
Seeing what they're doing, seeing how they look now. Some better, some worse. But they're all pretty great guys.
Some worse. You better hope the ones that are worse are not watching. Shit.
I'm of course joking with them. I gained a lot of weight from high school.
Yeah, I mean, I did too, so it's...
That's just what happens. I
everybody.
don't think anyone expects people to look better coming back for the reunions.
No.
And sometimes they surprise you.
Yeah, like one of our students did, so... One of our old classmates, so yeah. Enough about us. Let's get right into the world of wrestling.
Okay.
First segment is news outside of WWE.
Yes, if you couldn't tell from the name, it's when we cover news outside the WWE.
Yes.
That happens to the wrestling world. First, I guess we'll talk about AEW.
AEW, okay.
They made a big announcements when it comes to for American TV deals. They're going to be on TNT Drama.
Awesome.
And also for English in the UK, they're actually going to have they're going to be on ITV.
Awesome.
First off, ITV. Well, it should be said that right now, the ITV is going to host their pay-per-view on the ITV box office. So that's where they're going to have pay-per-view for the UK.
Double or Nothing?
Yes, Double or Nothing for the UK. And the ITV4, which is their normal TV channel, is going to host the pre-show for the UK.
Oh, awesome.
So
they are having a pre-show?
Yeah, they're having a pre-show like the first show with All In.
Okay, cool.
So right now it's not said, I don't think it's been said anything about TV deals for the weekly show, but it would make sense that since it's already set up here, that it would be on ITV. And that's a good thing there because I think on both ITV and TNT Drama, definitely on TNT Drama, I think TNT Drama is definitely on more houses than USA Network is from subscriptions and all.
Okay. So it's not going to be on regular TNT?
No, it's like TNT sub or TNT Drama.
Oh, okay.
But saying TNT Drama is on more cable and satellite subscriptions
than USA.
than USA
Oh,
Network,
okay.
so it's going to be more homes. I think the same is going to be for ITV, especially since WWE in the UK is going to be switching to Sky.
Okay.
I think they announced that a few weeks ago or something. But it's going to be moving. No, not Sky. It's going to move from Sky to another channel, which has even less. It's in less houses. So I think ITV now is in more houses than that. So it can really be helpful.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time where Impact was doing better than WWE in the UK because they were on a channel that everyone in the UK had.
Wow.
So it's very helpful to do that. So that's gonna be a nice advantage for them.
So WWE's gonna have a lot of competition. It looks like, at least with AEW.
A good potential to have competition there.
Wow.
One setback is it's still developing story. It's not 100% known, and AEW hasn't come out and said anything about it. But it looks like there is some disagreements with one of the main matches from Double or Nothing between Hangman Page and Pac, formerly known as Neville in WWE, about the finish of it. So it seems like they may have to have Hangman Page, fight someone different.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's difficult when you're dealing with some egos about things. It's kind of storylines, but what do you think of all this?
Oh yeah, it'll certainly get because I don't know much about Japan, New Japan, or wrestling outside of WWE, so this will really get me started.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot easier to watch it. I'm pretty sure it'll be on a different night than Raw and SmackDown right now, so probably...
that should also be said is Tony Khan, the financial backer for this, has said that it's not going to be competing with WWE, and it's also not going to compete with Sunday Night Football or anything, so it's going to be...
Wow, so you're going to...
So it's
Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, probably. Or maybe even the Saturday night.
Yeah, it could be Wednesday, possibly Thursday, even Tuesday, since WWE is going to be moving SmackDown to Friday night.
I couldn't see Wednesday because NXT is so big, and he says they're not going to compete.
I mean, it's...
But NXT is on the network, so...
NXT's on the network. It's not really as big as other shows.
Okay. So yeah, Friday, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you would think.
Yeah, and it may lean more to Tuesday and Wednesday just so it doesn't have to compete with Thursday Night Football.
And when's Impact? On Thursdays?
It's on Fridays now.
Okay. Yeah, Thursday Night Football, you're right. Yeah. So probably Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah, so maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, something like that.
Cool.
So won't have to worry about that, and won't have to worry about scheduling for people once. I know you like football, so...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love Thursday Night Football. And I wouldn't like to see it on Thursdays either because I'd go bowling and I'd have to DVR it. So it's not, it's kind of hard to stay off of social media long enough to catch it. As everybody knows with Game of Thrones, it's kind of hard to stay off of social media. So, so I think WWE is going to have a lot of competition with AEW because they got as I can tell from their roster, it's a pretty big roster. They got Jericho, they got rumors going around, Dean Ambrose is going over there from WWE. You got the Young Bucks, you got Cody Rhodes. I heard they got a pretty good women's. So yeah, you excited?
Oh yeah, definitely excited for it. One last bit and small thing. Tony Khan and his family, I believe, I want to say they're actually from the UK, but they said that they were going to have a lot more stuff to help with the UK things. They're going to do some pay-per-views that would actually be at better times for the UK as well.
Oh wow, nice.
So they're going to try to help promote that. They also own we of course talked about how they own the Jacksonville Jaguars. But they also own a soccer team in the UK.
Oh wow, okay, cool. Yeah, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so good balance for all that. Going from AEW's good news to mostly good news, I should say, to Impact's bad news. It looks like one of their one wrestler wants to be out of the company, and that's Killer Cross. So it's been going around that he's been wanting out for a while, but they're still trying to keep him to his contract. I think PW Insider first was reporting on this instance, and to add to that, the Wrestling Observer has said that WWE has had a lot of interest in him.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
okay, cool.
Can definitely be going. Apparently, Killer Cross is saying that he would stay, but he just wants a lot more money, and they're not going to provide that for him. And it could also mean that Scarlett Bordeaux could leave as well because they're dating in real life.
And I think WWE wouldn't mind picking them up.
No.
Both of them.
Yeah, they probably would pick up both of them.
And on that note, there's another DJ Z, one of my favorite wrestlers. When we saw Impact Live here in New Orleans, is tried out at the Performance Center. I just saw the title, so I don't know how it went or anything, but I'm hoping for the best because he was pretty good when we saw him in New Orleans. I liked him mostly for his entrance music and the bullhorn thing they do, but he was a really good wrestler. He's
a good talent.
He's kind of like a high flyer type, right?
Yeah, he's a good athletic high flyer.
I did read, actually, thinking back now, I did read a little bit on it. He is one of like the best high flyers around right now.
Probably one of the better in America, the United States ones.
So that would be pretty cool. You got the third bit of news?
Yeah, let me just pull it up.
Okay, no problem.
I want to get accurate on it. And that is right now, we had the start of the Best of the Super Juniors for New Japan Pro Wrestling, which
nice.
is the junior league the junior division is the cruiserweight division, basically under 205 pounds.
Okay, cool.
So it's a tournament, basically a tournament. I forget what the terminology is, but a tournament where you would face every wrestler and get points for 2 points for a victory, and you get, I think, 1 point if it's a time limit draw, because it's a 30-minute time limit draw. So
okay, cool.
But so far they actually haven't had that yet.
Time limit draw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Nothing's gone
that
far.
Awesome.
I think the longest one was 24 minutes.
Okay, cool. That's a good thing to hear.
Mm-hmm.
That everyone's actually had a clean finish so far.
Yeah, I mean there definitely has been some sneaky stuff. You had some bad guys in there, but mostly it's been pretty good. I haven't seen all of it yet, but I have watched some of the matches and can talk about them and talk about the wrestlers in there at least.
Any good matches?
Oh yeah, definitely. He had 2 really great matches already ready so far, and I'll get to them when I talk about those wrestlers.
Okay,
but,
cool.
Go down. There's 2 blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Then the winners of the 2 blocks will face each other to be the crown the champion.
Awesome.
In block A, we have Shingo Takagi representing LIJ with a perfect 6 points right now.
Wow.
So hasn't lost. Another guy who hasn't lost is Taiji Ishimori representing Bullet Club with another 6 points. Dragon Lee from CMLL from Mexico has 4 points. Marty Scroll, who I guess he's not really Bullet Club anymore because of all the other Bullet Club guys leaving. I'm not 100% sure about that, actually. It's an interesting thing, but he's mostly representing his own group, Villain Enterprise, from ROH, and he has 4 points. Tiger Mask has 4 points. He had a very good run early on. Ended up having just 1 loss, though. There we have Jonathan Gresham, who is also nicknamed the Octopus from ROH, at 2 points.
Mm-hmm.
Titan from CMLL has 2 points. Show from the Roppongi 3K has another guy at 2 points. Then we have 2 guys with 0 points. Taka Michinoku from Suzuki-gun, and Yoshinobu Kanemaru also from Suzuki-gun, both at 0 points.
Mm-hmm.
But it could work out when he goes there. Taka Michinoku, he's actually he's a legend. He's been in the business for quite some time. So it makes more sense that he would be in a predicament where he's just trying to build up stars instead of that. And Yoshinobu Kanemaru puts up some value and effort, but he's of course also the heel. He's the heel master. That's his nickname in the thing. So he's a cheating guy.
Wow.
So no one cares if he doesn't win.
Wow.
But he had some good matches. He had a good match against Shingo Takagi where he the night before he attacked Shingo and hit his knee with a steel chair. So he was working that most of the match. He even put Shingo through a table knee first.
Ooh.
And yeah, and cracked right through. Which, if you watch Japanese wrestling, you know the tables don't always break very easily, but this one did. So
Wow.
there, but Shingo ended up, of course, winning out in the end. Some good stuff from there. And Takuma Shinobu, of course, a legend there. Sho, great talent, great, just great wrestling overall. It hasn't performed like he wanted to here, of course, with just 2 points, but still going strong. Titan is a great luchador wrestler. Cruiserweight, high flying type stuff. A lot of suicide dives. I've first seen him in some of the. They have a juniors tag team league, and he was in there representing CMLL.
Oh wow, okay.
As then Jonathan Gresham is really great. I've seen. I can't remember who he was fighting. I think it was Marty Scroll or Dragon. It was Dragon Lee. He did this great thing where he did like a springboard off the ropes, like onto a standing Dragon Lee. And then like pulled him up and hit him with a power bomb. It was a very smooth function there. So that some cool stuff in there. Great wrestler there. Tiger Mask was another legend. That had a really great run going for him at the beginning there. Marty Scroll is another guy who's a great character and great technical wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Had some good stuff. Dragon Lee, super great athlete. He's actually currently the junior champion. Junior heavyweight champion. So he's not necessarily doing as well you would think the junior heavyweight champion is, and he's going to have some competition come out. I should say the winner of this actually gets a shot at the title. So,
okay, cool.
Then Taiji Shimori is a guy who's a really great athlete. I know they've already fought each other, Taiji and Dragon Lee, in this one-on-one, and I want to go back and see that because be sure it would have been a great match because these guys are both super smooth, great athletic guy. Shingo Takagi is also great talent from a whole lot of different perspectives. A little more of a power guy than high flying type of guy, but real good. Then in Block B, you have El Phantasmo representing Bullet Club, Ryusuke Taguchi representing Taguchi Japan, Will Ospreay representing Chaos, Robbie Eagles representing Bullet Club, Bandito, who is, I guess here he's technically representing ROH. He does also Mexican promotion. He's from Mexico originally, but I guess he's more representing ROH in this situation since he's a wrestler for him. You have Duki or Dukai. He's a very new guy representing Suzuki-gun, and he's kind of in there more the place to take for another Suzuki-gun wrestler, El Desperado, who's out with an injury. Yeah, he's out with an injury right now. So he's kind of a new guy, and he's being put in there. He's for what you need to know is that they have in New Japan they have what they call Young Lions. That's their developmental program. Okay. Then after you're trained in Young Lions and you do get to wrestle in front of crowds with that. After enough training with that, you get sent off with what's called excursions to one of the territories that they work with. So CMLL Mexico, or ROH in America, or Rev Pro in England. Okay. And you work on your character and your style there. And he's just came back from that excursion from Mexico.
Oh, cool.
So he's there. We have Yo, which is part of Chaos, and the other part of Roppongi 3K with Sho. They're normally tag partners. They actually are the tag champs for the junior division right now. Okay. Rocky Romero, who's the manager and also wrestler, representing Chaos and Roppongi 3K. Bushi representing LIJ, and then Rin Narita. And he is actually Young Lion. He's taken the place of Flip Gordon, who had an injury.
I've heard it's a shame because I heard y'all talk about Flip Gordon, and y'all say he's really good.
And to go with the points, El Phantasmo at a perfect 6. Wow. Ryusuke Taguchi at a perfect 6 as well. Will Ospreay at a perfect 6 as well. I think this is one of the highest numbers of perfect scores this late in the game there.
Yeah.
Robbie Eagles at 4, Bandito at 2, Dookie at 2, Yo at 2, Rocky at 2, and Bushi and Rin Narita at 0. Now Ren's probably gonna stay there. Young Lions don't normally win matches. I even say if you see like a multiple person tag team and one of the tag teams have a young lion on there, it's like that tag team's lose there because the young lion's gonna take the pin. But
that's a shame to say that though.
But you have to understand in the context the idea that a veteran will lose to this guy who's, like you say, it's a developmental guy. It wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense, right?
So they kind of have to do that. It's
okay. Yeah.
Funny thing, I have seen him though. He had a great match against Rocky Romero in one of the matches. Rocky ends up pulling out the victory, but it was a great effort from both those guys.
That's good.
And here, Will Ospreay had some of the best matches. One of the great match for Rocky Romero that a lot of people could say he could be an early match of the year contender.
Wow. And
another great match with Yo, which both are very fantastic. And then even other ones, El Fantasmo, Robbie Eagles are both great guys.
Cool.
Bandito is, of course, very athletic, very skilled. Really made his name for himself in these last year or two. And but so far it's been a lot of great matches from here. Ryusuke Taguchi, he's doing a great job. He's very known as a comedy wrestler as well. He's well, it was one year I think he was facing Yo in the tournament, and Yo ended up beating him by focusing. You know how they say focusing on a body part. He focused on Ryusuke's butt because that's what he likes to use. He likes to use like butt attacks.
Okay, whatever works.
But yeah, he was doing funny stuff. I saw him versus Bushi, which was a really good match. That was the main event from a few days ago.
Oh wow, nice.
So that was a great match too. It's a lot of really good wrestling. I'm not so far too sold on Dookie, but it's still very early on in there.
If you had to kind of
and a lot of
pick a winner, who would you?
Be an interesting concept right now. Go from Block A. I would probably still lean towards Shingo Takagi as the guy who pulls it out. And from Block B, it's a real difficult one there.
You give us a couple.
I would say it probably would come down to, looking at the scores, it would probably have to come down to El Fantasma or Will Ospreay.
Okay, yeah.
They actually meet this Wednesday, because right now they have a few days break, like a 4-day break.
Okay, cool.
Because they basically tour around the country for a while, so they have a 4-day break.
Awesome.
Wednesday they start back up, and that's going to be the main event is Will Ospreay versus El Fantasma.
Oh, that's going to be a good match.
It would be, especially Will Ospreay upset at El Fantasma because El Fantasma goes and flips off babies.
Yeah, Mike.
That's literally something he goes up to like a baby and just flips them off.
Okay. I might have to come over Wednesday and watch it.
But yeah, so he's.
I'll have to watch some of them, yeah.
El Fantasma. So that could be a good one, and it may give it to El Fantasma because Shingo is more of a face in that scenario. So Shingo versus El Fantasma, then. And then it would be even harder to pick who would be the one to go on there.
Wow.
You could, because either guy could really go on to face Dragon Lee for a title shot, and either one could even really go and win it.
Wow.
It would be a first for both those guys. There's some other guys in here who've already won tournaments from before. Will Ospreay is actually a 2-time winner.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool.
Of the tournament. So yeah. So far, a lot of really great matches. I'm going to talk a little more about it later on with the best segment of the week.
Okay, cool.
Some more of the details. But yeah, so that should be the
everything
major news.
Outside of WWE.
Yeah, the major news outside of WWE.
Inside of WWE, we do have a death inside of WWE.
Yes.
you know, it's Ashley Mascaro. Massaro. Okay, sorry about that. Ashley Massaro. She was only like 30 something, I think. Kind of young. Paige. She was good friends with Paige. Paige knew her really well from WWE Diva Search. She was one of the winners of that game show. Sad to hear of so many. Usually hear of the older guys and gals, but don't know the reason. Kind of sad to hear of a younger wrestler.
Yeah, it's kind of out there. Some people were reporting suicide, but other people have said that's not accurate, and the police haven't actually said anything yet.
Damn.
So we don't know what it is, so we won't go on to speculate.
No, we just hope that her and her family can get through this, and best of wishes.
Yes.
And we'll give her a few seconds of silence. Alrighty, thank you, and we'll move on to some better news now.
We have the news of someone still going strong, and that's Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier in the week, TMZ reported Ric Flair had to go into the hospital and is in bad condition, but thankfully enough, his family have come forward and said that is not accurate at all. He's actually went in for an intentional surgery that was already pre-planned, and they say he's recovering just fine and he's going to be completely okay.
I hate how TMZ does that just to make their show better. They stretch the truth, per se. So, but yeah, that's some good news. Got some kind of bad news for all you Alexa Bliss fans out there. Liam's one of them. He's turned me on to being an Alexa Bliss fan now. I don't know if it's really bad news because it is a smart move by WWE to not have Alexa Bliss in the Money in the Bank tonight because it is her first match back. They might put her on. What is she on? Raw? Still on Raw?
Yes.
So they might put her on Raw as a one-on-one match. So it's, I guess, wouldn't you agree, a smart move?
Yeah, as a smart move, they have taken her out and replaced her with Nikki Cross. They've done that, as reports are saying, not because she's still facing injuries. That's what earlier reports were saying, that she still had problems with that. But they said she's fine, but they believe that would be a risky move to put her in there into a multi-person ladder match. So instead, they want to just try to they just want to try to ease her in gently there. So
yeah, that's probably a smart move. I mean, there's been a lot of injury lately. Injuries lately with wrestlers. So anything WWE can do to not lose top talent again due to injury would be pretty good. Another thing we didn't mention, but I'd like to kind of talk about that I saw. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but I think it might have been. I don't know if it's Cultaholic or Wrestle Talk. One of them said that the WWE locker room in the back is getting kind of feisty, I guess, if you want to call it that. They say it could be one of the worst locker rooms in the history of WWE and the history of wrestling. Any thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, this type of stuff, it comes from the top. So with bad leadership comes bad everything else.
I guess everybody's just kind of mad at Vince for the Raw. You saw Daniel Bryan come out and say on Raw that it's like not fun anymore to be on Raw. He'd rather stay on SmackDown, which is kind of sad because Raw is like their top show, and for that to be worse than worse than SmackDown, it's kind of sad. So anything else you wanted to mention?
Yes, I wanted to talk about it dropped this week, the legend itself, the holy grail of the tape trading. If you don't know what that is, back in the day, a lot of people would trade tapes of wrestling around before it took off on the internet and things like that.
Oh, cool.
But especially from house shows and like taped events that weren't televised from WWE, it would go around, and the number one legend, the Holy Grail, was a match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Tommy McGee from I think 1988 or 89 it was.
So what happened? It just came out on the network or something?
Yes. Basically, the story behind this is when Tommy came in and they had this match, Vince McMahon went while in gorilla position watching it, was saying, "Wow, this is great. This guy is going to be the next champion." And the thought was he was going to be the guy to replace Hulk Hogan.
Which one?
Tommy McGee.
Tommy McGee. Wow, that's a big step.
And a lot of people were fawning over him for good reasons on the outside. Even, I should say, with this, they released a documentary that had a lot of interviews in there before they actually showed the tape off of the match.
Okay. Yeah.
I watched the whole thing. Even in there, Bret Hart said when you looked up, you looked like an Adonis. Chiseled body, great curly hair, good looks to him. He came in second in the World's Strongest Man competition, won I think like 2 competitions in Canada for strongman competitions, and he
also the body,
looked great, muscular as well, and he was super athletic. He could do a lot of backflips and cartwheels in the ring, and that's a very rare thing there. Like if you would say like the strength of Mark Henry with like the body of, I guess, like a Batista, and then like the athleticism of like a cruiserweight. So he had a lot of things going for him there, and so many people were so hyped on him, even outside Vince McMahon and things. Everyone was just going really nuts for the guy. And in that one match, Vince McMahon was thinking of taking him to the top. But then he had other matches, and they showed that he was not a good wrestler. So he had a lot of things in there, but it's like when it came to striking and things like that, or selling, he just wasn't really on point there.
So he had the body, he just couldn't wrestle.
Yeah, but that was the great thing was that after it came out, people were like, well, now I gotta see the match of how Bret Hart could put over this guy to get so many people thinking that he's great as. So that's when the rumors came around, and no one found it because like WWE, I guess they didn't even really keep it. But who did keep it was Bret Hart, because he kept VHSs of all his matches.
Oh wow!
And then they hired an assistant to take all the tapes and put them onto DVDs, and he told her she could keep them afterwards. And she basically came out and said, "Hey, I have the tape now." Released some footage from it.
Wow!
And then next thing you know, we have a documentary and a tape release from it.
Wow, that's awesome.
I would say the documentary is really great. You have a lot of interviews with the people. Of course, Bret Hart. Then you also have Tyson Kidd and
Natalia.
No, actually Natalia's not in there, but
okay.
Davey Boy Smith's son, who goes in wrestling goes by Davey Boy Smith Jr., but his real name is Harry Smith. And they actually talked about how they were over at Bret's house for a barbecue one time in the late '90s, and he saw like he was just playing some of his old matches, and that was one of them that he saw.
Wow!
And but it was real interesting. He also interviewed Tommy McGee himself, and he actually seems like a real nice guy, real positive guy. So it's real cool stuff. And then he also showed the match, and it was actually made look real good. I've seen him in other matches where he definitely didn't look as good. So it was a great testament to Bret Hart and his skill of putting people over.
Yeah, man. If he's as bad as we kind of talked about him to be, you kind of mentioned, Bret Hart's a really good seller.
Yeah, but I also still just wouldn't want to be too hard on time because, I mean, like I said, he seems like a really nice guy.
Right.
So
it's just a shame he couldn't really get the hang of wrestling.
Yeah. Though it's like I said, he is very athletic. They definitely show that a lot off in here, and it's very crazy. But yeah, it's great, and I think a lot of people should go and try to watch it. I mean, it's pretty just fun documentary.
Cool.
Overall.
Alrighty, anything else or no?
I don't think any other major ones.
Okay.
There's minor news, but there's always minor ones. So
yeah. Next we have best segment, WWE.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
The best segment of the week.
Yeah, best segment of the week, whatever it is.
Yeah, we're talking about our favorite wrestling segments.
And yours is?
Mine's will go into. It's a difficult pick between Ospreay and Rocky Romero versus Ospreay versus Yo. But I would go with either one. They were both great matches. Maybe the one with Rocky, turn out a little more and say it's better, but both were really incredible matches. Just really good. There was a lot of character in there between the two. A lot of great back and forth. A lot of action in there as well. Some good storytelling. But it was really great. It had its ebbs and flows there.
Awesome.
And it was just a really great match overall. But I would also say the Ospreay Yo one was right behind it in a lot of the same things. I think for the most part, it just maybe didn't have as much of the character as the Rocky and Will Ospreay one did.
Well, I didn't see any wrestling this week, so but I'm pretty sure Raw and SmackDown had some pretty good moments leading up to Money in the Bank Day. They always seem they.
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people climbed ladders and stood there and talked to each other for some reason.
Yeah, the last couple of years, that's how we started Raw and SmackDown. Is just sitting on top of the ladder with the 4 candidates from each show.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. But that's what they do. They try to state their claim, and it always seems like the last show of each brand before the pay-per-views are always either just as good as the pay-per-view or maybe even a little bit better. So yeah, I didn't get to see any wrestling, so I'll try to watch some for next week. Next segment is
I think we go into our rants now.
Oh, the rants. All right, you have anything?
Do you want me to start off?
I guess I could.
Okay.
I don't really have a rant. I guess I'll go more of a positive way. Because I don't have anything bad to say except, why did you put this pay-per-view the same night as the end of the series of Game of Thrones? Series, I guess we'll say. Series finale. I don't know why. At least Elevate Pro put their show at 4 o'clock so it could end before 8. So that's the only bad thing I have. But and a couple of smaller things that I'll just get into. You did really well not taking out Alexa Bliss. I like that. Also, good luck competing with AEW. I think you're gonna have a hard time competing with them, especially with the UK and the TNT TV deals. I think over the years, AEW is going to try and steal talent from you, and they might do a good job of getting it. Either them or Impact or anybody else outside of WWE, but I think right now AEW is going to be your biggest competitor with wrestling right now, because they already took Dean Ambrose. Other people who want to leave WWE right now will probably get offers from AEW, and just the way if I like AEW, like I think I am, like I've heard Liam and Issa talk about All In, then I'm gonna want them to go to AEW because they will be used better. I don't like saying that, but it's the truth. And until you show me something different, WWE, you're just gonna keep losing talent. And I hate to say that. People are gonna want to stay in NXT until Triple H takes over. That's what's gonna happen. The day Triple H takes over, I think it'll be much better. Storylines will be a little bit better because Triple H will have a little bit of say so on what happens, like he kind of does with NXT. The storylines will be better like NXT is. So until that day comes, I think Raw and SmackDown is just gonna be the afterthoughts kind of wrestling, because I've been hearing Raw's been dropping lately. SmackDown, I don't know about SmackDown as much, but Raw's been dropping. It's tough. You had to even take, according to Fox, your best wrestler from SmackDown, put him on Raw, and now he's back on SmackDown because Fox wants him on SmackDown. So, good luck competing with AEW. I don't think you can do it, but prove me wrong, please. Lynn?
I mean, you gotta go put him back on SmackDown because I think Fox has already said that they need at least 2 million ratings to keep them on.
Yeah, that's a pretty hard thing to do.
They're already below right now, so they need to boost up the numbers.
Yeah. Right.
And just so you know, I was looking it up. Finn Balor's going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, so he's not going to be defending the title.
Okay, cool.
I know you were wondering about that.
Yeah, I was just wondering about that because he's defending a Demon Finn Balor at Super Show.
Yes, mine is going to be not a rant, but instead it's going to be more of a request. I have a request from WWE to do more things like the Holy Grail documentary that they did this week.
Okay,
I want to
cool.
see more, like, go back to famous matches. They did this as well for the what is it? The farewell for the Click, where they had the, I don't know if you've seen the tape of when Kevin Nash and Scott Hall were going to leave the WWF at the time. They had Kevin Nash versus Shawn Michaels in a cage match, and then at the end of it all, Scott Hall and Triple H also came out there and they all hugged and celebrated, even though they were heels and faces. They shouldn't have been celebrating. That became a big thing. It was at a live event, but they actually had fans there who were taping it, and it started spreading around, so that was a big thing. They had a similar documentary about making of that, but I'd like to go see like little known and underdeveloped tapes and things like that maybe aren't as big or well known, or just not out there as much, or just interesting in general, and have more documentaries like this where they'll go and talk to people involved and around it, and see what their opinions of, and then go and show tape. I kind of would like to see more of that from the network. I think it'd be a good addition. Yeah,
I'll back up off of that because what you kind of said there was pretty cool. It's I would like to see, like, not even just the old matches. Like, I would like to see WWE start a show where they go, like, get Hulk Hogan or The Rock or somebody. Pick your best match from back in the day when you were fighting. Take retired wrestlers and let them talk about 2 or 3 matches that they liked and why they liked it. And get people who watched it and got interviewed, like you said with the Bret Hart one. And I think that could be a really cool little show they do, like a 30-minute show for each wrestler, I would like to see something like that too. So it could boost ratings for the network. Get to see stuff from back in the day. So yeah.
I mean, I think their in general documentaries they do are pretty good on that. I haven't seen the Chronicles ones; those may be good, but when I've done it for superstars in the past. But yeah, I would love to see more of that. So it's more of a request than a rant, but I just think that's just something.
Because I do like when they did the storybook stuff and they go back in the day with some stuff. I'd like to kind of see that, but with matches,
Yeah.
Even if they did something like that where it was a little more funny, but it talked about what happened in the matches, that would be kind of okay with me. So.
Yeah, I think they did have some of the stories be about matches. I remember one where I think Jake said Andre the Giant was sitting on him and he was laughing, and the ref went over and it's like, "Why are you laughing, Andre?" And it's like, "I'm farting on him." So Andre the Giant was just farting on him while sitting on top of him.
Oh, that's disgusting. Thank you for sharing that with me, Liam. I did not need to know that.
Oh, it's no problem.
So we're moving on to our next segment.
Our next segment, which should now be Book It Yourself. Last time we did this, it was Issa and myself. We did the women's Money in the Bank. Or no, you were there for that.
No, I was. Yeah, we were there 2 weeks ago. I was there.
That was 2 weeks ago.
And we picked up women's Money in the Bank. I guess.
I don't believe we ever did the men's. Do you want to do that one, or do you want to do something else?
No, we can. All right, give me your biggest thing that's gonna happen that you think will happen.
Do you want to name? Want me to name?
Yeah, name them so everybody knows.
Okay, so we're gonna have Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Ricochet, Baron Corbin, Ali and Andrade.
Ali, who's
Um,
Mustafa?
Yeah, Mustafa Ali.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah, lost part of his name there.
Mustafa, okay, cool. So we have to. Mustafa Ali.
Reminds me of Lion King. Mustafa.
There you go.
Yes.
Give me your biggest thing and who do you want to see? Like, no, biggest thing and who do you think has the best odds to win?
Well, shouldn't we go with who would we want? Just because we're gonna have predictions later. Technically, you're giving away what our predictions would be if we think.
Okay, don't say anything because okay, just what do you think is gonna be the?
We can think of some like big stuff we can do for them, huh?
What do you think is gonna make this get people's attention?
How about we do a okay, who can we do with this? Maybe Ricochet on the ladder, Andrade on another ladder, jumps off, like hits a hurricane to flip him over. Then while he's in the air, Randy Orton catches him with an RKO.
Both of them?
No, Ricochet.
Oh god,
because like basically you'll flip him over, flips in the air, then Randy Orton will catch him. RKOs. I mean, that would be a pretty sick.
No, you know what Randy Orton does? Randy Orton's under the ring. He jumps out, and he's already flipping in the air like RKO out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. That would be onto another ladder. That would be pretty sweet. I could see something like that. I mean, I think Ricochet is gonna have a lot of high flying spots in this match.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of a high flyer. You and I saw him in New Orleans at the Smoothie King Center when wasn't he in that 6-man ladder match?
Yeah.
And I loved that match. That match was awesome. So I know what he can do on a ladder. Andrade will probably have a couple of big spots tonight. I'm not gonna say who I'm gonna pick, but this is a really hard match.
Yeah, you can see a lot of great stuff from a lot of people.
And who's gonna win?
Except for Baron Corbin, he's probably not gonna do anything interesting.
No, well. Was it Baron Corbin? I mean, didn't he change his body up a little bit, or was that Braun Strowman last pay per view?
That was Braun Strowman.
Oh, Braun Strowman. Okay, no, but Baron Corbin, they said he changed his attire too. He ditched the goat.
No, that was from a live event.
Okay.
And I saw a comment under that where someone said that the last live event they went to, he was wearing a similar outfit. So it's that's just what he wears at live events.
Okay.
Yes, he doesn't want to get
the coat messed up.
Yeah.
He wants to save it for Raw. Okay.
Yeah, save it for the big leagues.
Yeah. No, but is it gonna be is Finn Balor gonna win and lose his title at the Super Show? Because I could see that happening. Andrade's a very good wrestler. Is Andrade gonna win and lose to Finn Balor at Super Show? It's kind of up in the air. It's kind of like when we make our predictions later. You will see that video. I might not be here for that, but you can see how it's kind of like what we think the storyline's going to be. It's kind of how you have to predict this as for your winner, in my opinion. And I just think this match has the potential to be really good. WWE has done very well with pay-per-views this year so far, so I have no reason to think otherwise. Anything more from you?
No, but we're gonna see some cool stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's difficult to say what type of cool maneuvers we're gonna have.
Yeah. I would like to see Mustafa Ali win it, but I don't know if they're ready to put him over yet. If they're ready to give him the title, so we'll just have to wait and see. So that's it?
Yeah, that'd be good coverage of what we were talking about there. So we go on to the next segment.
Who do you think? What do you think?
What do you think? That's what we ask each other. What do we think about a subject?
About a wrestling subject? Anything?
What do you think is going to be? You think it's going to be a good pay-per-view?
Yeah, I think so. It's sad that it's on the same night as Game of Thrones. I've mentioned that. We mentioned a lot, but series finale, but you can't really help that. But yes, I don't see any reason why it can't be and shouldn't be. I've said this before. WWE since, I guess, what's the last one in December? Before the Royal Rumble?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I forgot the name of it, but the one in December and then until now, all the pay-per-views have been really good. I thought Fastlane was going to be crap because it was so close to WrestleMania, but WWE surprised me. I think this pay-per-view is going to be really good. It has the potential to be really good. Even the women's ladder match looks pretty good. I was hoping Alexa Bliss would have stayed in it to make it a little more interesting because she's pretty good at high flying. But I'm going to like this match. This pay-per-view. This pay-per-view looks pretty good. Yeah, it'll probably get about at least a 4-star rating. Maybe a 5, so we'll just have to wait and see. My question to you is, I guess, what with Money in the Bank tonight, do you...
Can you believe this?
What?
Furry at the WWE Live events.
Furry?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, okay.
Furries.
Do you think WWE ratings will be low, high, or kind of in the middle?
For the pay-per-view?
Live. Like tonight. If people were to watch it tonight, like, do you think people would watch Game of Thrones on one TV and WWE on another TV?
It's going to be hard to put together because we don't know the numbers as much when it comes to the network.
Mm-hmm.
So it's difficult to say. I don't think there's ever a accurate response when it comes to viewership
with the pay-per-views.
Yeah, if it was back in the day with pay-per-views, we would actually have the buy rate numbers, but it's difficult to tell what it is. But I think there's definitely going to be less people watching to watch games.
You think there'll be less people in the stands, or you think they'll still fill the stadium or arena?
Maybe not fill, but it'll probably be around the same number. I think it's a big difference to go to an event versus watching it. It's more of a reason to like put off something like Game of Thrones because you can say that you don't get that opportunity a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Go to an event.
And your hardcore Game of Thrones people will get home and watch Game of Thrones right away on HBO. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens tonight with the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, mailbag.
Yeah, mailbag. It's mail time.
Let's see. All right, we got some questions. All right. All right, we already answered Issa's question. Right, that's him.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we already answered Issa's question of how we think Money in the Bank will be.
Man is in panic mode. You think he is?
Do we think he's in panic mode? I've already kind of mentioned that. I'll just touch on it again. Yes, AEW. I hope he is, because AEW is going to compete with them.
It would be interesting to see. It's difficult to know, but I mean, it's difficult to know. He's quirky guy, I guess you can say. It's hard to know if he even knows about it, but I'm sure he probably would eventually learn. And I think they've already kind of been in panic mode to a degree because of how they've been holding talent. It doesn't necessarily mean just about AEW, but wrestling overall. But they must have been in some sort of understanding that they need to consort their talent together.
Yeah, I have a question, but I'm gonna change Issa's question a little bit here. What do you think about the downward spiral of WWE, and how do you think?
Yeah, this Electro 333 guy has been really negative about WWE.
Yeah, and yeah. So that is true. I mean, come on, anything good about WWE? But what do you think WWE can do to change the negative ratings and everything?
I mean, just really kind of turn it around. I feel that's kind of the only thing you can do with it.
What do you mean by turning it around?
Turn around storylines. I mean, they've done a good job turning around pay-per-views. You turn around storylines and character development. I think you can build up enough goodwill to get more people back to watching.
One thing I kind of wish they would do, like, yeah, it's great to have a little storyline with Shane McMahon and The Miz, but it's over. It should be over with. You know, I would like to see newer talent have a chance to do something.
Not the best in the world, Shane McMahon.
Really?
That's the title he's officially been given.
No,
best in the world.
No, but I would like to see a newer talent get over by somebody like The Miz.
I hope that part takes place during Game of Thrones, that match.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what
it would pretty much suck that if we go to watch some of it before Game of Thrones starts, and like everything that's not part of Game of Thrones is like Shane McMahon versus The Miz and some other matches, and we did nothing of interest. We get no ladder matches. That could be an interesting concept that they do decide to save that.
They're probably gonna save.
They may save
one ladder match for the end. You know that, probably.
I'm saying more. Do you think they could possibly save a lot more stuff for the end, just to try to get more people in there instead of this?
Yeah, but how much? What time does Game of Thrones start? 8.
For Central Time, it's 8.
So 9 o'clock.
So it will run
2 hours.
It'll run 2 hours of the.
I could see
pay-per-view time. So
a Seth Rollins match, a ladder match. Let's.
They should be able to easily put that.
What you got the matches up?
Yeah, I had the matches up.
Okay, because I think wouldn't you agree the Seth Rollins match and the ladder match and one of the Money to Make matches? Because they want to get viewership up to start. I didn't know. I thought it was only an hour. I didn't know it was 2 out to 4 hours because that's a pretty good chunk of time.
Yeah, it is.
To try to get some viewers. That's really cool. Oh, it's the top. Okay, there you go. First one.
Okay, yeah. So we have the Universal Championship match with Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles.
That might be first or second.
Seth would be really pissed off as a big big Game of Thrones fans if he has to go and miss it to be in his match.
And then somebody yells in the crowd, this guy just died during his match. That would be really stupid.
SmackDown Women's Championship match between Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. The men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and then the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. WWE Championship match. Raw Women's Championship match with Becky Lynch versus Lacey Evans. So it's apparently going to be 2 different matches.
Yes.
So that's going to be interesting. The steel cage match with The Miz versus Shane McMahon. So Shane can jump off something tall, of course. Roman Reigns versus Elias. United States Championship match with Samoa Joe as champion versus Rey Mysterio. WWE Cruiserweight Championship match would most likely go on the pre-show. Tony Nese versus Ari Daivari.
Okay.
Though I will say, it's not listed as a kickoff match. The only match listed as a kickoff match right now is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match between Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus the Usos.
Is that on the kickoff show?
It's listed as kickoff, yeah. Which seems odd because it could have been a full-fledged match with those people in there. But, of course, cruiserweight match can always go like cruiserweights do and end up on the kickoff as well.
Yeah. What matches do you think could go kind of in? One of the ladder matches is gonna have to end the show. I hate to say that.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the ladder matches.
They might try to start.
The ending of the show could be WWE. Well, let me see here. Yeah, it could be
because it's
Kevin Owens versus Kofi Kingston for the WWE Championship or the Universal title. That's probably going to be the end of the show.
How long is Game of Thrones? Like an hour?
It's going to be like 2 hours.
2 hours tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Damn. So it's from 8 Eastern, 8 Central to 10 Central.
Basically.
Yeah, so that sucks. But what matches do you think could kind of be in the middle part there?
You mean during the actual
Game of Thrones
time?
Yeah.
You'd probably get. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. Either Seth Rollins or Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston's also a big fan of Game of Thrones.
Oh shit!
So one way or the other, I would see.
Somebody's gonna have
championship match. You're gonna miss some of Game of Thrones.
Somebody's gonna miss some of the Game of Thrones.
Yes.
When
Kofi Kingston comes down with like giant earmuffs, so he can't hear any spoilers.
Yeah, because somebody, what they're gonna start chanting is, if say Lannister dies tonight or somebody dies, they're gonna say Lannister die. You're gonna get WWE chants like you do if somebody dies.
His first name's Tyrion.
Tyrion Lannister, sorry.
Yeah.
But if somebody big dies,
I'm just saying more for the convenience sake because
Lannister's everybody. Yeah. Okay.
Family thing.
Tyrion, yeah. If Tyrion dies tonight, you're gonna be here. That's probably gonna happen, but it's. I don't know. It's just tough to say what's gonna. Yeah, because one of those matches is gonna have to go last, either Seth or Kofi, and they're both big, like you said, WWE fans. So, I mean, Game of Thrones fans.
It would definitely be spread out. I would assume Becky versus Charlotte would be the second one.
Second match.
Out of those two, Becky versus Charlotte, and Becky versus
Lacey Evans.
Yeah, I would assume Becky versus Charlotte would be their second one of those two.
Okay.
And it would probably be the first one would probably be very early on in the pay-per-view. The second one would be the first one would be the first hour of pay-per-view. Second one would be the last hour. So that's probably going to go in there. One, if not both ladder matches, if they're really desperate to try to keep people there. Because that's something that will help get your attention.
Is the ladder match?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put a ladder match. I think in a ladder match in the second and third hour, you're gonna have a ladder match in both of those hours.
I would definitely want the steel cage match to be put in there.
In the second or third hour.
Or the third and fourth hour, depending on what the pay.
Oh, they got 4 hours tonight. Yeah. Damn. Shit. Yeah, yeah. So you get 2 hours. So the third and fourth hour would have to be. It would probably be either Kofi or Seth, one of those.
Yeah.
The steel cage, the 2 ladder matches, and then everything else would probably be the first 2 hours.
Yeah, definitely could be.
Maybe they'll put.
And I think they will spread it out for Becky.
They might put Becky at the end. They might put Becky at the end and put Kofi at the beginning of the first 2 hours so he doesn't miss too much and maybe nothing big will happen before his match ends, maybe.
I don't know.
Or they might put both of them in the first 2 hours.
I guess we'll see and or not see.
And we have another question from Issa before we end our show. If we think Johnny Moxley or CM Punk could be at Double or Nothing. All in.
It's probably not CM Punk.
But he's in a mask. They said CM Punk was in a mask at an event.
Yeah, but that was just an event for like some local promotion.
Okay.
Was doing,
so you don't think you'll see CM Punk?
No, I don't think so. And it's questionable about Johnny Moxley just with time constraints on contracts.
Okay.
That's not really known. There is an interesting fact. I think Dave Meltzer reported on the fact that if someone is fired from a contract, that's when they have the 30-day non-compete or 60-day non-compete clause. But when someone's contract ends and they leave, I don't think the clause exists. So realistically, I think he could go, but it may not be. But he's more likely than CM Punk, and CM Punk's very not likely at all.
You think CM Punk will ever wrestle again? Like in a big promotion?
No, I don't think he wants to.
Okay. He doesn't have to either.
No, he doesn't have to, so.
Do you think he'll ever be a commentator?
Yeah, he might end up being a commentator if you had a promotion that comes to him that he could enjoy and works with the schedule. I mean, I also don't see him going out of his way to do it. Like I said, if he doesn't need the money.
Right. Well, that's it.
Yeah, unless you had any other
questions. I don't have any other questions. Thank you, Issa, for all your questions. Thank you all for joining today. Great show. Wish Issa could have been here. I'm pretty sure he'll be here for the prediction video.
He wasn't too much of a coward.
Oh. Well, we see he doesn't like WWE. I mean, all his questions were negative, right?
Yes.
I mean,
real negative Nancy there.
Yeah. I thought we were trying to be a little more positive, no more rants, but oh well. Thank you all for being here. It was a great show today. We will be here next week. We're gonna try. I'm 100% sure we're going live for Double or Nothing. So please join us. We will not be showing Double or Nothing. We already got a strike from WWE because our TV was too loud. So it's.
Well, we fought that one.
We fought that one and won, but it is very hard to even have the sound up on our TV. So yeah, we're not going to be showing it. So thank you for joining. Please, if you liked our show, hit all those sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
You know how to do it, just.
And don't forget to share to all your friends.
And your enemies.
And if you really like what we do, want to see more videos and content like this, hit that subscribe button. And also remember to ring the notification bell.
So you know when we go live for all WWE pay-per-views. We're also going to try and go live for probably all AEW events. We're going to try and do more New Japan stuff too as well. And a couple of new shows that we're doing that we're trying to do too. So just hit that notification bell so you can keep in touch with us.
Right, get notified. And also this podcast, don't forget.
Yes, every Sunday.
Get notified about this podcast every Sunday.
Between 1 and 2 p.m. Central Time.
Yes.
And they can follow you at?
Follow me on Twitter at IsaJ at Liam_SWA.
You can follow Issa at...
what? I don't even remember this.
Oh God, you just...
IsaJ_SWA. No, it's...
Yeah, Issa... Issa...
No, it's the...
Well, you can follow me at DJC_... SEL, sorry. I can't even remember my own.
And you can follow Issa at IsaJ_STP.
STP, that's right.
Yeah, I told you it was different.
STP. And y'all do a what is it?
The Bare Bones Geeky Podcast. If you go to this channel, it should be set up in the I don't remember the exact term, but on this channel's page, there is like the linked channels or other channels, and there you'll find the Sports Enthusiast League,
which
he does work on.
And I am gonna go live on that in probably a couple weeks. Talk about the number 1 pick for the Pelicans, the Saints schedule, New Orleans Saints, and
you're gonna talk about Zion.
Yes, I'm gonna talk a little bit about obvious. Well, talk about how the whole world doesn't want him to come here, but that's for another day.
Especially not that Knicks fan that got the tattoo of Zion on him. You seen that? Like, it was the Knicks logo, but with Zion's name, and it tattooed like on his arm or leg or whatever.
Oh, now he's not coming. That's great.
Yeah, that's real dumb move from that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can watch that, and also in there is the Skeleton Productions, which is kind of the main hub channel that Issa started originally. And on that, they have the Bare Bones Geeky Podcast.
And what you'll talk about a little bit?
Oh, just geeky stuff. We just go into detail. This one's going to be a Game of Thrones thing because of course, it's the last episode. So
yeah. So in a couple hours, that'll happen. Cool.
And and you see that and some of the other stuff that he's produced before and some new stuff from him. So yeah, check it all out.
Okay. Cool. And yes, that's it. And until next week, it will be awesome.
Bye, everybody.
See y'all later. Have a good week. We will be back next Saturday for the kickoff show. So for Double or Nothing, please join us. Thank you very much, and good night.